Hello folks, welcome back to the Matchday Tavern. I've just realised my camera's slightly off. How are we all doing? We are back for the West London derby. Fulham against Chelsea. Battle of the newcomers. Gonzalo Garcia from Real Madrid. Morgan Rogers coming in from Villa. Xabi Alonso versus Álvaro Arbeloa. What are we saying? Let me fix that quick. Okay, there you go. I think that's a little bit better. Right. How are we doing, everyone? Good to see you all. Let me get the chat up and we can have a natter. This one is live on Sky Sports. Monday Night Football. Gonzalo Garcia, Fulham debut, £34.3 million, record signing from Real Madrid, where they proclaimed him to be the new Raul. Welsh wing Gakpo joining City then, Key. Please don't, please don't tell me that is going to happen. I already know, I've seen the noise, I've seen the rumours today, but honestly, if Cody Gakpo is sold by Liverpool, it's kamikaze. That's the only way I can describe it. It's kamikaze. Absolute kamikaze from Liverpool. Harry, Welsh wing, how's it going? Scouse, 7 defenders playing for Chelsea, mad. Shell has the hangover, Key. Yeah, it's not quite a hangover. I was all right last night. I was quite well behaved. I was okay. But, yeah, should be all right for tonight. Palacios, I'm intrigued to see how Palacios does tonight. City of Northville. Who else have we seen in tonight? Harry Robinson. Good to see you. 3-star. Swifty, I think he went too hard to Come On Eileen at the wedding. I did have a little dance and a sing-song. Right, sorry, I'm not ignoring your TikTok, I apologise. Let me just get TikTok up and we can get the chat going on the other places. I'm not prioritising one chat over another. We do try and make it quite accessible for everyone. Right, here we go. Let's have a natter. Kevin Keegan, tribute from Fulham. He was Fulham manager for a spell, wasn't he? Yeah, a brief spell as Fulham manager. For duck's sake, if Gakpo left and you got Barcola, would it still be bad? I mean, I think so, yes. I do still think it would be bad. I don't think you can let Cody Gakpo go without somehow securing a centre. I mean, Gakpo covers centre forward as well. I think that's the big issue. I don't think you can have Gakpo leave and just bring in Barcola and everything's fine. I think we need a lot more than just that, to be honest. Key turning up to the stream drunk. I did no such thing. No such thing. How's it going, ZQXV? Good to see you, mate. Shouldn't be selling to rivals, just stupid. Callum says, I'm a bit concerned Lad O'Brien might leave Everton. Athletic reporting. Who is it? Who are they reporting? Who's he going to? Yeah, who's he going to? For duck's sake, did you enjoy the Newcastle game? I enjoy every game, mate. I enjoy every game. Terry Kelly, evening Key and chat. How are you doing, Terry? What's your thoughts on Nico Gonzalez to the tune? It's not a bad signing. I think it's maybe a bit more experience in the middle of the park, isn't it? It's probably better for Newcastle that they've got someone in there who's, I mean, if you look at the midfield just today, Lewis Miley, Sean Sturr, not exactly the sort of midfield, and Aladji Bamba's only young as well. So you look at that Newcastle midfield and they're all very, very young, very inexperienced, and honestly, you can't really hope to have a meaningful season. They're all very talented. It's not a knock as them as kids. They're still young though, that's the point. They're not gonna, big chance, Chelsea should be won, and what a finish! What a start, what a goal, João Pedro, 1-0. 35 seconds in. How'd you like that for a start? Álvaro Arbeloa, my prediction is looking better with every passing second. Álvaro Arbeloa to be gone by Christmas is what I said. And I'm telling you, I think he could be gone very, very soon, even before that. Maybe Halloween. Maybe Halloween. What a start to this game. And it all comes from a nothing ball forward from Fulham. They just leave themselves so exposed. It's absolutely dreadful play. But what a finish. Give credit where it's due. An absolutely astonishing finish from João Pedro. That is absolutely brilliant. Absolute top quality, that. Yeah, absolutely phenomenal. It was the left back, wasn't it? The left back for Fulham, Anthony Robinson, I think, who punted it long. It was a nothing ball up the pitch. It gets headed back. And all of a sudden, they're just exposed, so overly exposed. Really, really poor from Fulham. Fast start for Chelsea. And all of the thoughts before this season about Chelsea and maybe them being competitive at the top end of the season, I wouldn't rule it out. You know, I really do think they could be a side worth watching. Not in the title race, maybe, but I imagine they'll be up there in terms of Champions League qualification this season after a couple of years away. Callum the Toffee, these are Arsenal's biggest challenges. I don't care what anyone says. Great finish, that, to be fair. It was unreal, wasn't it? Yeah, absolutely unreal. ZQXV, Key, what did you think of Johan Wissa in the 10 yesterday? I don't think Johan Wissa in the 10 was necessarily why. I think Johan Wissa had a good game, but I don't think it was a structural or tactical thing, mate. I think Johan Wissa, for whatever reason he wasn't fit for large parts of last season. I think Johan Wissa's a good player. He played a lot off the right yesterday as well. But yeah, he played well. He played really well, but I don't think it's... You have to put him in the 10. I think you can put Johan Wissa at centre forward. I think you can put him out wide. I think he's much better prepared this season than he was last. And that's really what I would say is a bigger factor. How's it going, Dave? Good to see you. Daz Reynolds, Key, what match are you doing tomorrow? Chelsea are in again. Oh, big deflection. Is it going to be a corner? It is. What match are we doing tomorrow? I am going to do Carabao Cup, Southampton v West Ham. I thought that would be the better game tomorrow night. Obviously, Leeds and Forest are on, but I just thought that one's going to be a bit... I don't know. I didn't think it was a great game in the Premier League the other day, whereas I think Southampton, West Ham, I think there'll be goals. Two teams who aspire to come up to the Premier League. I think both of those will be brilliant. Ethan, evening Key, City fan here. My mates aren't keen on the Gakpo rumours. I think he'd be a perfect Marmouche replacement. Chelsea with a strike edge of the box again, cleared away. I think he can be back up on the left and can play 9 in the Cup or when Haaland needs a break. How do Liverpool fans rate him? Well, I can't speak for all Liverpool fans, mate, and I won't pretend to. But I think Cody Gakpo is our best attacker right now. Alexander, and that's no slight on Alexander Isak. He's just not been fit for large parts of his time at Liverpool. Whereas Cody Gakpo... He's good for 50 appearances a year. He's never injured. He can play off the left. He can even play off the right. Oh, that's a red, possibly, ref. That's a possible red card. Whoa, he's in. He's in. I'm telling you, he's away. Oh, you can't give him a yellow card for that. You can't give him a yellow card for that. Levi Colwill, lucky boy. Should be a red card for Chelsea. Terrible touch from Colwill, and he's just swiped him out. I tell you what, I'm sorry, that's unforgivable, that. That is a red card. That is the definition of a red card. I'm sorry. That is madness. How are we not giving reds for that? How are we not giving reds for that? 5 minutes in. What a game, though. What a fast start in the West London derby. How's it going, Ben? Graham, Shell, just getting over drinking in Liverpool on Saturday. I think he's too far out. I don't think that should matter. I think it's one of them where he's made a mistake, and in order to cover for his mistake, he's chopped the player down. It's a cynical foul, and a yellow card I don't think is anywhere... I'd like to see the rules change somewhat there. I mean, I'd be up for something more radical, because I think if you're just cynically kicking out at a player because you've made a mistake, and if you don't get that player brought down, they're away. Fulham have got a 2-on-1 there. Fulham have got a 2-on-1 if he doesn't kick him. I don't think it's good enough that they get a yellow card and a free kick 60 yards out. That's not good enough. That, for me, has to be something a bit better than that. So I'd be well up for something a bit more radical in the rules. I would have gone for a red, personally. I don't think that Chelsea could have had any complaints if that's not a red. Ethan, for what it's worth, I don't think we'll get him. I think it's just rumours to get Spurs to step up their interest. Can't see Liverpool selling to us. I mean, listen, Liverpool have not been the best in the transfer market in terms of buying and selling players over the last couple of years. I've been very critical of my club for that, so I can't argue that they will or won't do anything. I think Cody Gakpo absolutely could be a player that that leaves. Reece, he's going away from goal and the defender is back. Doesn't qualify as a dog, so. No, but he's not going away from goal. He's knocked the ball direct. It's going towards the penalty area. He's knocking the ball level with the penalty area. The fact that he's like so far over to the touchline is irrelevant. He's running in on goal, and it would be 2 Fulham players, 1 Chelsea defender, and a goalkeeper. I'm sorry, that for me is absolutely denial of a clear goal scoring opportunity. It's against the spirit of the game. Let's say that. Maybe we can agree on that. Even if you don't think in the letter of the law it is, I think it's in the spirit of the game. You don't want to see players being able to do that. Rugby tackling, cynical fouls to stop clear chances. Swifty says Carragher very critical of Vert. Says he's a 50-60 million pound player not suited to Liverpool. I mean, at the minute he is, but I don't think I don't think it's any. Well, listen, Vert as he's fair to be criticised, of course he is, but I think it's as much a system issue for Liverpool that he's a number 10, and we basically play with 3 number 10s at the minute. Chelsea driving forward, good strike, good save from Leno, better, much better. Fulham switch your play over to the left-hand side. Swifty, it's the shape in midfield Carragher was alluding to. Says you're open trying to accommodate Vert. We're open trying to accommodate Vert, Szoboszlai and Gravenberch. It's not Vert. It's Szoboszlai, Gravenberch and Vert as a 3. You can't play all 3. I don't believe you can play all 3. You need someone who's willing to do, in the nicest possible way, someone who's willing to do the dirty work, someone who's willing to sit back. What you can't have is what we had against Newcastle, which is all 3 of them in and around the penalty area, because then once we lose the ball, we're just broken on, and that's why we conceded twice in exactly the same way yesterday. We were the better side. We dominated the game. We had all the possession, more touches in the penalty area. I think we were good value for at least a point, but at the end of the day, Newcastle took the 2 chances really that came their way on the counter attack. Fair value for a point. Absolutely no complaints. Fulham in the area. Good ball in. Chelsea look a little bit defensively all over the place. Swifty, you need a water carrier. We need somebody who's a bit more disciplined in the middle of the park, whoever that may be. Shahid Key, according to Romano, Liverpool could sign 3 players before the transfer window closes. Maybe. Wouldn't be surprised. Good ball in from the left-hand side. Good claim from Robert Sanchez. Good play. Very good play. Palacios has looked bright so far for Fulham. I'll say that. I think he's looked quite bright. Opening 10 minutes. Been quite impressed with him. Quietly impressed. Reece, I see Chelsea doing very well this season, unfortunately. I think they'll do fine. I think Fulham may need to. Arbeloa, I don't think is necessarily a good fit for the Premier League. You know, you look at his experience. He's he's only got maybe a few months of top flight senior management experience, and that was when he was named interim manager at Real Madrid. Prior to that, he's been at, the youth level. João Pedro in again. Good defending. Great defending that from Calvin Bassey. Well done. Harry, do you think Liverpool finish above Chelsea this season? No. Welsh wing, did Arbeloa play under Rafa? He did. Yes, he did. Both of these did. Both signed by Rafa Benitez. Shell, how you doing today? You okay? I'm very good, lovely. How are you? Oh, that was naughty, wasn't it, from Lavia? Very naughty. Yeah, that's got to be another yellow card, that. Has to be another yellow. Should be another yellow. Scouse, I know people don't like it, but let's sign Wharton. Not for me. He's not really got the discipline to sit in front of a defence for me. Got to remember that he's used to playing in front of a back five as well. I don't think Wharton's a smart choice for us at all. We need, it's ironic, United have kind of signed Santos and Baleba. Like, we need one of them. We need one of those, not those specific players, but one of those types, one of those profiles. Crazy that both of these have managed Real Madrid. Yeah. Now managing in the West London derby. City of Northfield, Chelsea have long had the worst discipline. They have for a while, haven't they? Yeah, that's a very fair shout. Rafa Leao apparently has turned down a move to Aston Villa. Breaking news. How accurate that is, I don't know. Finners Matty, I think Chelsea finished third this season. You think so? Wow. That's straight out of play, referee. That's a corner. Of course it is. Cheating Chelsea again. Welsh ring, imagine if Chelsea was Arsenal, he'd be pouncing on his chair screaming corruption. I haven't got a chair here. I'm stood up. He kicked the pitch then as well, didn't he? Shell, Scouse, are you the same person who did the surprise for his best mate on YouTube? Eh? Yeah, Sanchez still definitely tragic. Ree's crazy that both of these managers... Oh, we've done that one, sorry. Here we go. Corner for Chelsea. Oscar Bob to take. Interesting to see how Oscar Bob does this season. Highly rated at Manchester City. Had some bad injuries, but a really talented player. And, they have got the bones of a very talented, young, promising attack, haven't they, Fulham? Gonzalo Garcia, Oscar Bob, Palacios, very highly rated. He's looked quite lively in the opening few minutes here as well. And you think about the lad, the Brazilian lad as well, who they've signed, who's not he's not had too many minutes. Is he still out injured, actually? Obviously, Josh King as well. I mean, listen, Josh King isn't to be frowned upon, but Kevin was like a £40 million signing, wasn't he? He was a huge signing. Thank you for the gift. Appreciate that. Thank you very much, Mitch. Carlos Baleba's passed his United medical. There you go. Man United have signed him then. 75 million quid or 70 million quid, whatever it ends up being, plus add-ons or whatever. Geordie, Chelsea look unreal going forward. That front three might be the best in the league. I wouldn't go that far, but they will certainly cause problems for teams this season, yeah. Cole Palmer, Morgan Rogers, João Pedro's a hell of a front three, isn't it? City of Northfield, I'm still convinced the Tchouameni deal could be done for a competent club if Liverpool could make that profile work. I'm just really concerned about signing players who maybe have achieved all they can in the game. I don't know, I'd have to question his hunger. Good player, Tchouameni, but how much does he want to be a player at another club? He's done it all at Real Madrid. He obviously doesn't want to leave. Sarah, how do you pass a medical while injured? because a medical's there to look for long-term issues. It's basically, if you've got an injury, let's say you've got a calf strain, they can do an MRI and they can see maybe the swelling around that area. They can see where the issue is, and they do, I'm sure, much deeper test than just an MRI, but they do all that sort of stuff. What they're looking for is, maybe, is there an issue with, I don't know, there's a clicking in the knee. There's a clicking in the knee and they think there might be an issue long term with the knee. There's stuff like that. And then what happens is a whole physio, fitness team, medical staff, whatever, will give the club, I think it's what they call a risk profile, right? Gary Lewin talked about it when he was Arsenal's chief fitness physio guy, whatever. So they talk about a risk profile. So they maybe give the club and say, listen, if you sign this player, chances are, based off the medical, we can give you, I don't know, it'll be a 30% chance that they don't get any long-term issues based off what we've seen. Or however they'll dress. I'm sure they'll do a more comprehensive report than that, but you know what I mean. They will say, this is what we found, and this is what we can reasonably hang our hat on. And they did it. Apparently, Marco Overmars had a similar issue when he was at Arsenal. I'm sure he had a medical with Barca when he was already injured, and the medical showed that there was going to be an issue with his knee. Chelsea are in again here. Great run, but unbelievable defending from Calvin Bassey, and Chelsea pick it up again. Too easy. Far too easy giving it away here. Jordy, who would you say is better than Chelsea? Better attack? Better attack than Chelsea? I mean, on paper, you'd say City's, wouldn't you? If you could pick João Pedro or Haaland, you'd be picking Haaland. If you could pick Semenyo or Morgan Rogers, I think you'd probably go with Semenyo at this moment in time. And if you was going to say Doku or Palmer, I mean, last season, I think you'd probably say Doku. The season before, you'd say Palmer. But I'd say City have got the best attack in the league. After that, you may be looking at maybe Man United on the face of it. But, yeah, I mean, they didn't play all that well against Hull. But if you're just talking about individuals on paper, I'd say City have got a better attack than Chelsea. Aneda, how's it going? Reece, why did Lavia look shocked at that yellow? Not like he's just absolutely rattled into the player. Chelsea are just getting so much joy down this side. Palmer. Oh, I should have hit it sooner. Taking too many touches. That's going to be a problem. It's going to be a real problem, that, for Chelsea. They've got to be quicker. Got to be more decisive. Far post. Here's João Pedro. Back to Colwill. Palmer. Steps out. Great touch, but Fulham do well to clear it away. Geordie Breaks, what do you think of us signing Gonzalez? I think he's perfect for us to fit with Miley. I mean, he's more experienced. I'd say that, mate. I think he's more experienced. And you do need experience. With your midfield, you're not going to get far in the Premier League with two 19-year-olds. As good as they are, as talented as they are, you need experience in the middle of the park. And Nico Gonzalez at least has some, doesn't he? Whereas Aladji Bamba, Sean Stern, Lewis Miley, they're not senior Premier League players. They're going to take some time to develop and grow and mature. And yeah, Nico Gonzalez at least is someone that has been around the block a little bit. He's a bit more mid-20s. You can rely on him a little bit more than the other three. There will be mistakes with the other three. Evening Anfield Vortex, good ball in from Fulham. It's edge of the box, miles over the bar. Too easy, that. Far too easy. Scouts, this has been a good game in my opinion. It has. It's done well, Alex. They've done well, Fulham. I think they've made a game out of this for sure. GG 42156. What team has learned the most about themselves this weekend? Do you know what? That's a very good question. Which team has learned the most about themselves this weekend? That's a very good question. I'd say you'd probably have to say one of the new managers, wouldn't you? Have probably learned the most. You look at, Enzo Maresca will have seen his team play pretty terribly against Bournemouth, but then have the wherewithal to keep fighting and get over the line and get the win. He'll have learned a lot about his team. I'm sure Arbeloa and Alonso will be learning more about theirs. Carrick, I think, will have definitely learned a lot. Lampard too. Lampard learning about how his team are able or not able, as the case may be, to step up a level. I think Iraola will have to. I'm really shocked with Iraola, the fact that he saw that performance against Newcastle and then just decided, yeah, we don't need a number 6. We don't need a midfielder. I think if you were to rank the areas of the pitch Liverpool most need a player, it would be wing. It would still be wing, but midfielder would be a very, very close second. And it doesn't look like we're going to get one. I think Brentford. What do you think Keith Andrews learned from this weekend? That's a good question. I like the question. What do you think Keith Andrews learned? City of Norfolk, honestly, I don't think many, if any, game ones fully answered any questions. Maybe Villa. I think with Villa, Villa and Spurs. I think Villa and Spurs, there's maybe an argument that they don't have the team that they will have by the first week of September. I'd say that's a reasonable conclusion. If you're De Zerbi, you'll be critical of the team you put out, but it might almost make you even more entrenched that Richarlison can't start for you. Mikey Moore isn't ready. Lucas Bergvall shouldn't be playing for Spurs if he's adamant that he doesn't. I like Lucas Bergvall, but if he's not wanting to be at Spurs, and that seemed to be the case over the summer, that's a great bit of play from Fulham. What a goal that is! Oh, and Robert Sanchez rears his ugly head again. It's an absolute stormer, that, from Josh King. Wow, what a strike. But it's all on the keeper. And I tell you one thing, I will say this. Chelsea, I said it last season and I said it the season before that. If Chelsea want to compete in this Premier League, they are going to need to sign a goalkeeper. It has to be priority 1, 2, 3 and 4 in the next week for Chelsea. They have got a team that can compete. Outfield. The goalkeeper was a problem last year. He was a problem the year before. And he's a problem this year again. That is a goal that any goalkeeper in their right mind, any goalkeeper worth their salt in the Premier League, saves that shot. It's absolutely unforgivable. Oh, it's appalling. It's absolutely appalling. They have to go and get a top goalkeeper in the next week, Chelsea, if they have any hope of being in the top 4, top 5. I think it's that important. They're such a good team of outfielders. We've just been saying in the chat, how many people in the chat said that Chelsea might have the best attack in the Premier League? And they're not far wrong. I wouldn't disagree that they have one of, but they're certainly up there. You look at the quality, Rodgers, Palmer, João Pedro, Caicedo, Enzo Fernandez if he stays. They've got such quality. I actually think Maxence Lacroix is a really fabulous signing for him as well. But my goodness me, you can't hang your hat on that goalkeeper. He's a problem. He's a problem. GG says, I think Brentford learned they have moved up from a mid-table team to maybe a top 7. Hey, that's an interesting shout. Very interesting. Ben, is it just me who gets irritated at this Fulham camera angle too high up and the nets look tiny? I agree with that. Yes, I don't like this Fulham camera angle at all. I much preferred the one when they were first in the Premier League, where it was kind of almost level with that opposition stand, wasn't it? That side, that stand where the Thames backs onto it, I think, where you're looking at the roof of the stand. I always liked that version, that camera angle. Lou says, we get Munoz, it's Europe. Last season we were a couple of wins away. Mate, Munoz after this weekend, Munoz had a shocker against Everton this weekend. Welshwing, in case you missed it, Key, I have a half-time quiz. Wonderful news. I am very glad to hear it, sir. Thank you very much for preparing that. You're an absolute diamond. Swifty, Sangare looked a real player for Brentford. You wonder what the big clubs couldn't see. I just don't think it's necessarily couldn't see it. For me, I think the clubs, the big clubs, let's say the top six, look at your Brentfords and your Brightons and your maybe Newcastle's to an extent, and they'll look at those clubs in and floating around mid-table, and we'll say, do you know what? I think we'll let them take the chance on that player, because what's the worst that can happen? The worst is they become a really top player, and we'll go and pay big money for him. That's fine. We would much rather pay 80 million to Newcastle for Tonali than be the club that takes the 50, 60 million pound risk on Tonali from Serie A, where he might not work out, and then you're lumbered with a player who doesn't work. I think they're quite happy to let those clubs take that risk. So it's frustrating probably for clubs who look at it and go, well, we could have got him. I'm sure that Sangare was on the radar of clubs in the Premier League. Oh, Fulham are doing so well here. Chelsea looking vulnerable at the back. Geordie breaks 100 million for Tonali, though. Yeah, I know, but you get my point, right? You get my point. I think the clubs are quite happy to let those clubs around the middle of the table and the bottom half to maybe take chances. You guys take the chances. We'll go and pay the big money for the more established stars. Sangare wasn't necessarily like this, wow, they've plucked him from obscurity. He was in the Ligue 1 Team of the Year. He won the Marc Vivian Foe Award for the best African in Ligue 1. Repeatedly cited as like Player of the Month and things like that. He was so good in Ligue 1 last year. And Lens were fantastic. They ended up finishing second behind PSG. They beat them in the cup final not long ago as well. Top side, managed by Pierre Sage as well, of course, who now manages Palace. So he was on the radar, I'm sure. I just think clubs looked at it and went, it's a lot of money to pay for him, that. We'll let them take him. You guys take him. If he ends up being good, we'll pay 100 million for him. It's fine. We can take that chance. That's less of a risk than it is to go and pay the 50 million and him not be very good. Welshwing, this has been an incredible weekend of football, hasn't it just? Hasn't it just? Keith, you watching the Chelsea game? We are, mate. That's what we're watching. It's been a great game so far. King's been fantastic. Chelsea have done well up the opposite end of the pitch, but defensively still looking just as vulnerable, I think. It's a short corner. Iwobi, who I think's a really, really top player. Great football again. Fulham actually do look quite tenacious and rambunctious, let's call it. Aaron Ramsdale is third choice at Southampton. Why don't Chelsea go and get him? And Geordie Break says King would be so good for us in the Wissa role. Keith says, so all that money spent, Spurs did well. I mean, again, in fairness, I think Spurs are a bit of a work in progress. And I feel sorry for them because they've got two unbelievable players in Maddison and Kulusevski who, through no fault of their own, are just not able to get on the pitch. I think if you add Kulusevski and Maddison to that Spurs side, they could well be a top 5 side. They could well be. Liam McClintock, how are you getting on fantasy football? Not very well, I think. I got about 41 points in week 1. I've still got some to play tonight. I had Morgan Rogers to play. And did they have another Chelsea player? I don't think I did. I've got Morgan Rogers to play with 41 points, so maybe not the best. Yeah, maybe not the best. João Pedro again with another big chance there. Cole Palmer's smiling. He's happy enough with it. Better, much better. Bad miss that, says Graham. Great play from Cole Palmer, who all of a sudden looks back to his best. No, that's not a bad miss. Do you know what? It's a tough chance. It's a tough chance. Not easy. It's not easy. He keeps it down well. Just wide. Burned Leno wrong-footed. If that's on target, it's 2-1. Good play from Cole Palmer. Really, really good play. I tell you what, Sanchez again, though, not governing himself in glory at all. Anfield Vortex, enjoyed your latest video on the up-and-coming youngsters. Cheers, mate. Thank you very much. I've got another one coming up soon. I've got 2 more videos publishing tomorrow. Robson Cruz says, hope Isak gets better service from the fullbacks next game. Was worrying when Isak was dropping so deep. Yeah, it's definitely a system issue for us. I don't think it's necessarily anything to do with the quality of the 2 players in terms of Isak and Vert. You've got to get them on the ball in the right areas. That's down to the manager. If you get him involved in the right area of the pitch, I don't think there's any doubt that there's quality there with both of them. Unfortunately, we've had Wirtz dropping into his own half and Isak dropping far too deep. Isak's been playing more like Firmino. Long ball forward, excellent play. Fulham really grew into this game. I've got to say, I have not give Fulham anywhere near as much credit. The Arsenal says Martinelli sold for 60 million. No, I don't think Martinelli will go anywhere. Martinelli doesn't want to go to Saudi. I mean, he didn't want to go to Turkey, so I can't imagine he'll go to Saudi. Oh, yeah, there you go. Well, thoughts on Martinelli. Kia did say yesterday he'd go to Saudi. I mean, why would he... What was the reason he turned down Turkey? It's because he wants to stay in Europe and play in a big league. I don't think he will go to Saudi. And, I mean, there might well be offers coming, but I don't think that's the case. I think he will stay. Pete, is it still 1-1 Key? It is indeed, mate, yes. And Geordie Break says Isak never did amazing for us against low blocks. He's a striker who needs to play on the shoulder. I think his movement's really good. Oh, this is a big chance. Chelsea now counter-attack. Here's Morgan Rogers inside. Should shoot. Can't quite get hold of it though. Good save on the rebound. Better, much, much better. Robson Cruz says I could see Martinelli in a Forest top. Could we see Martinelli in a Forest top? I couldn't. No. I think Martinelli wants to go to a team that is, no disrespect to Forest, a team that is competing in Europe and maybe in the Champions League. And I think he has got that ability. I think you could quite easily see Martinelli go to an Inter, a Juve, an AC Milan. Obviously, AC Milan apparently close to signing or selling Rafa Leao, so you would imagine Martinelli would be a very decent acquisition for them. Could he go and play with Ruben Amorim in Milan, maybe? Villa need to sell Watkins and get Martinelli for the left. Well, they've got Garnacho, haven't they? Noise that they were bidding for Rafa Leao as well, of course. Chelsea down the right-hand side. Ball played all the way back. So far, look at that. Possession, 64% to Fulham in the opening 35 minutes here. That's no real surprise, I guess. Xabi Alonso does often cede possession in a lot of games. He's talked about being able to control games without the ball. So that's maybe not a huge surprise that they're not dominating possession. Ball down the right-hand side for Chelsea. It's going to be a corner kick. Good football. Good football from Chelsea. Keith, I think Chelsea get top 3 having no European football. I can't disagree with that at all, Keith. I think you're right. That might be the big concern. Look at Colwill again. He should be off. He should be off the pitch, Levi Colwill. He's a liability. That's the issue for Chelsea. Levi Colwill, he should have been off for the last man tackle. He's just threw an arm there on King. That should be a second yellow. He should be off the pitch. Header from Chelsea. Great save. What a save that is from Bernd Leno. Listen, he'll be an upgrade on Robert Sanchez. He would be an upgrade on him. Chelsea need to go and get someone you can just rely on week to week. They don't have to pull off worldies. Pickford would be a great signing for Chelsea. Fabulous save, that. Fabulous save. Geordie breaks that back 5 for Chelsea, except Lacroix is shocking. And Anfield Vortex, do you think Iriola could make Gravenberch into a 6 overtime or not, Key? he needs to be a lot more disciplined, and he needs some clear instructions that he isn't to go past the halfway line. I think that's the issue with Gravenberch, is either he's been told. I actually think Areola wants him. I don't think he wants him to stay back. I think Areola likes the high press. He likes the high risk, and he wants his players to be able to get back, but they can't do the running. Keith says, go and get Jack Butland from Rangers. He's always been my favourite keeper. Jack Butland's at Hull now, isn't he? He's the backup to Salakis at Hull, I think. If I'm not wrong. Could be wrong. I've been wrong before occasionally. There's Austin McPhee, the new set-piece coach at Chelsea. Brought in from Villa, wasn't he? Okay. Good ball in. Fulham headed away. 37 minutes on the clock. Enjoyed this so far. Just a reminder, by the way, if you are watching, you fancy building your fantasy team, you can join the Matchday Tavern FPL League. We've got hundreds, I think maybe even thousands of us in there now. I'm not sure. I'm not doing particularly well in it after game week 1. So if you want to come in, you want to dominate the league and show me, you know ball, then yeah, get yourself in the Matchday Tavern FPL League. League code is 954M88. Get your team added. And you can see if you can beat me across the season. Geordie Breaks, how was that not a card? It should have been, shouldn't it? It really should have been. Oh, and also, yes, we're doing a Champions League draw on Thursday afternoon, evening, 5 o'clock. It starts Thursday, 5 o'clock. Champions League draw. We've got all the pots pretty much confirmed. We're just waiting on the final leg finishing for tomorrow and tomorrow and Wednesday. We'll see who actually makes the final pots. But once they're confirmed, Thursday, 5 o'clock, we'll see who each team gets. 2 teams from each pot you play, don't you? 4 pots. So I'll have the pots up on the right-hand side. You'll be able to see which teams you could, in theory, draw your team. And we'll get to see the Champions League draw. Bonali says Chelsea are awful in this game. I think they've done quite well. They've just defensively been maybe a little bit slapdash. The goal has certainly shook Chelsea. It seems to have knocked them a little bit. Robert Sanchez not helping his team in that regard. Iwobi, good effort, spins out to the right-hand side. Here's Bassi. Lovely football, headed in by Anthony Robinson, and that's easy all day for Robert Sanchez. We're going to be doing Brighton and Tromso as well on Thursday, by the way. Enrico, how's it going? Up the toffees. City of Northfield, the pressure, the toxic fans, the media, the locker room, Bruno's lack of discipline. It's very difficult to evaluate a player's quality when they're at United. We do things that transform players so they aren't themselves. That's true, and it is going to be something that Baleba faces, given that he was not the best under pressure, was he, at Brighton? He raised it as something that he really struggled with at Brighton. City of Northfield, that's one of the issues I noticed with Maguire. He's so slow now that he's sitting back out of position because he's terrified of getting beat on the run. See, it's tough, isn't it? Players, defenders in particular, when they get older, they learn how to read the game a bit better, and they know that they don't have the pace anymore. They have to start adapting the game. That's wonderful play. Oh, Chelsea. Oh, it's unbelievable from Cole Palmer and Morgan Rogers. Debut goal, 2-1. And I tell you what, it's all come from Cole Palmer down that side. How many times this season could we see that combination? Cole Palmer, astonishing, pulls it back. And Morgan Rogers, pick your spot, lad. Absolutely fantastic. Excellent goal. Was kind of hoping Fulham would win this one. Graham, another keeper mistake. Would we say that was a keeper mistake? I'm not sure I'm going to characterise that as a keeper mistake. Let's see it back. Didn't look a keeper mistake. No, that's not a keeper. No, I'm not having that. I don't think that's a keeper mistake at all. Cole Palmer does so well. And Maxence Lacroix. Actually, Maxence Lacroix it was. You know what? For whatever reason, I thought that was Maxence Lacroix passing it to Cole Palmer. It wasn't. It was the opposite way around. They look quite similar, don't they? They do look quite... You can see where I got confused there. Absolutely fantastic play from Maxence Lacroix to pull it back. Defenders had it covered. Why is he coming out? I think he has to go and confront him at that point, though. It's a heavy touch from Lacroix. User 504, Chelsea going to be a fun team to watch this season. Score loads and concede loads. I mean, I think, to be fair, you'll see that with Liverpool as well. Incredibly good to watch for the neutral, but probably terrible if you're a Chelsea fan or a Liverpool fan. You'll be devastated at how often they will give up leads and give up chances. It's got to be mega frustrating. Geordie breaks. Why is Lacroix there? I think he's a good defender. Pete, Brighton v Tromso. Can't wait if it's as good as the first leg. I'm sure it will be better than the first leg. The first leg was dreadful in Norway. 0-0. So Brighton have it all to do. They scored 4, obviously, against Villa in the opening day of the season. So, yeah, they've got to go and wipe the floor with Tromso. Enrico, I'm great, mate. Hope you are too, Red Nose. I am, mate. I'm good, thank you. Good to have good people in, good footy fans who know the stuff. Rodgers has just done the cold celebration, lawsuit incoming from Cole Palmer. Thanks, Dylan. Cheers, Dylan. City of Northville, it's so weird seeing him go for the Cole Palmer trademark celebration. Is Palmer going to sue him now? Lovely ball forward again, headed away by Fulham very, very easily so far. Geordie breaks. Would City be better with Rodgers and Palmer either side of Haaland? I think they would. Rodgers and Palmer either side of Haaland, you would imagine so. It's got to be better than Foden, right? Maybe they got rid of the wrong one. FPL Have a Pint says Man City have just bought Alan Elias from Palmeiras, 32 million quid. Gordon did good for Barca yesterday. He did. He got 2 assists, didn't he, against Elche? I saw that. 2 very good goals as well. Enrico says, great to have a competent commentator. Oh, nearly 3-1. Cole Palmer's having a great night so far. Very nearly 3-1 on half-time. That might have just killed it dead. I can see Fulham turning it around maybe at 2-1. I think 3-1 does make it very difficult. What a strike that is from Park. It's always curling. Was Leno that comfortable? Was he sure? I don't think he was, you know. I think he was guessing. He was guessing, wasn't he? Geordie breaks. I'd take both over Foden lately. Foden's not been his best, has he? Be yourself, Dylan. Palace want Jared Bowen for 50 million quid. 50 mil's a lot for Jared Bowen at 29, nearly 30. And Jelly nowhere to be found. Coincidence. Listen, Jelly's had an hard time this weekend, hasn't he? The Arsenal. Name 3 former Arsenal players to score a hat-trick at Anfield. Trossard, Arshavin, and Baptista. I think Baptista got a hat-trick, didn't he? I'm sure he did. Lovely switch of play to the left-hand side. Barry looks like City in for Gakpo. Don't tempt fate. We don't want it to. We want him to stay. That's terrible, that from Gonzalo Garcia. He's not done well tonight. He's not done well. Still early doors, of course, young man, but not brilliant. Fulham knocking it around nicely. Vuyo, the second goal by Chelsea shows the brilliance of the Xabi Alonso system. Your centre-back can end up as a right winger. Yeah, I mean, that's in fairness, that is kind of what happened last season, though, isn't it, with Chelsea? Chelsea did have that type of system last year as well. We saw Cucurella playing almost as a centre-forward quite frequently. To some extent, that's not massively changed. But yeah, I agree. It is certainly a feature of a Xabi Alonso side. Tom says, name one good player Richard Hughes has bought. One good player that Richard Hughes has bought. Loads of good players that Richard Hughes has bought. Problem is we've just not had a manager who's been able to get them cohesively working together. Ben, my first Liverpool game, that Baptista hat-trick, lost 6-3 in the Cup. I remember, yeah, vividly. Wasn't a great night. What are we saying on Twitch? Someone's just said something on the purple app, sorry. Key, saw your back and forth on Twitter with Terry Flewers. Did you really think that Unai Emery is a better manager than Mikel Arteta? I did. I mean, listen, if anyone wants to go and see the tweets, it's about 250,000 views on it this morning, or this afternoon, whenever it was. Yeah, no, yes, I do. I think Unai Emery is the best manager in the Premier League. And I don't think that's a shameful or disingenuous or insincere thing to say. I do. I think Unai Emery is absolutely the best manager in the Premier League. I think Mikel Arteta deserves credit. But the question I posed to Terry Flewers and others is, could Mikel Arteta, with the constraints and the resources that Mikel Arteta has had at Villa, if you gave him that task, would he have got Villa winning a Europa League and consistently in the Champions League? I think the answer to that question is no. I think if you gave Unai Emery £1 billion net and 7 years of patience, I think Arsenal would have won more than a Premier League and an FA Cup. That's my take. I appreciate others may disagree. Totally fine. Welsh Wing, halftime quiz. Name the 17 Premier League players signed directly from Real Madrid. That is a great quiz. Love that. Let's do the halftime quiz as courtesy of Welsh Wing. Here we go. Let me just update the headline so people know exactly which one it is. Halftime quiz. 17 players signed to Prem from Real Madrid directly. Right. Signed directly from Real Madrid. Michael Owen is definitely one. Let me get me pen. Where's my pen? There you go. Reese, Terry Flewers versus Key, Misfits 2028. You're joking. He's like a 7th Dan in karate or something, isn't he? He's ripped my head off. I'll beat him intellectually, though. I'll beat him with this. He's no match for me up here. But he'd wipe the floor with me in the ring. Owen is one. Okay, good. Owen is one. Michael Owen was signed directly from Real Madrid. Who else have we had? Sorry. Kovacic, yes. Kovacic is one. I'm trying to think of like players who've gone to Real Madrid and failed. Jonathan Woodgate came back. Steve McManaman came back. For Woodgate. Not Arbeloa. Arbeloa didn't. Oh no, he did. Arbeloa did, didn't he? Arbeloa went to West Ham. Arbeloa is one. Nunes is one for us. Morientes is one for us. Odegaard is one. Okay. Odegaard. Yeah. Garcia. Excellent. Which Garcia are we on about here? Casemiro, of course. James Rodriguez and Varane, yeah. James. Varane, of course, yeah. Who else? Ozil, yeah. Ozil's right. Nuri Sahin, not quite Nuri Sahin. He was only signed on loan. That can't count. Thomas Gravesen. Now then, was Gravesen? Because I don't think he was. I think Gravesen went Everton, Real Madrid, Celtic. I think Gravesen almost certainly went to Celtic. Gravesen's not a bad shout, but he did. He went, I thought he did. He went Everton, Real Madrid, Celtic. There you go. We're getting there. Morata, yes. Morata is correct. Di Maria is correct. Who else have we missed? Who else? Makaleli. Have we said Makaleli? Makaleli's right. Yeah, Makaleli's right. So that's 17 then. Is that it? Is that all of them? Is that all of them? Gonzalo Garcia. Yeah, that we've already got him now, haven't we? Gonzalo Garcia. Is there anyone else? Didn't Gravison rejoin Everton though after Celtic? He did, yes, he did. But that's not... The question is directly from Real Madrid. Asensio, no. Bale, no. Bale went to the MLS, didn't he? Gareth Bale never signed for the Premier League after he left. He went Spurs on loan, but he went to the MLS straight after that, so that wouldn't have counted. Who else? There's more. Okay. There's more. There's more than 17. McManaman we've got. Who's that winger that went to Everton that was shocking? Christ, you've got about 46 there. Andy van der Meijden. Royston Drenthe. Yes, Royston Drenthe, I think, would be right. He definitely went to Real Madrid. But did he go on... No, I don't think he was at Everton permanently. I'm pretty confident Royston Drenthe was a loan. He went Real Madrid to... Yeah, no, he didn't. He never ever came to the Premier League directly. George Best. Varane we've got. So far, here's the ones I've got. Ruud van Nistelrooy. No, he went to Schalke. He went to Schalke. The only ones I've got so far are Michael Owen, Mateo Kovacic, Steve McManaman, Jonathan Woodgate, Alvaro Arbeloa, Antonio Nunes, who came to Liverpool, Morientes, who came to Liverpool, Odegaard, Gonzalo Garcia, of course, who's on the pitch right now. Palacios, of course. Palacios, we've not even counted. He's on the pitch tonight. Palacios would be one. So Gonzalo Garcia, Palacios, Casemiro, James Rodriguez, Varane, Ozil, Morata, Di Maria, and Makaleli. Who else? Jeremy. Jeremy, I think, is a smart answer. Yes. I actually think, could Christian Karimber be one as well? I think Christian Karimber went to Middlesbrough. Yes, Jeremy is right. Jeremy Njitap from Real Madrid went to Chelsea via Middlesbrough. But who was the other one we just said then? Who was the other one someone just said? Karimber, Christian Karimber. I'm giving everyone else credit. That was mine, that one. Christian Karimber, he went to Borough. Did he? He did. Real Madrid to Borough. There you go. Christian Karimber is 19th. Or one of the 19. Or one of the many. Not Ander Herrera. Ivan Campo and Fernando Hierro. Great answers. Ivan Campo, I'm certain. Hey, what about Michel Salgado? Campo, I'm certain. Ander Hierro. Oh, sorry. Not Ander Herrera. Fernando Hierro. And Salgado. Those three have to be. Ivan Campo, yes. Michel Salgado, I think, is a yes. It's a great quiz, by the way, Welsh. Massively appreciate it. Yeah, Real Madrid to Blackburn, correct. And Fernando Hierro. No, not Fernando Hierro. He doesn't count. He went to Al Rayyan. So Fernando Hierro is a no. Not Fernando Hierro. But great answers. Love that. Van der Vaart. Yes, Rafa van der Vaart is correct. Excellent answers, these folks. Well done. Robinho. Yeah, of course. Robinho. How did we not get Robinho to City? Yeah, excellent. Excellent answer. Is Chicharito wonky? Do you know what? There might be some curveballs. Like Chicharito. Did he sign permanently for Real Madrid? He didn't. He was only ever on loan. What about Adebayor? Was he ever permanently at Real Madrid? Or again, was it on loan from Spurs? It was only on loan. So Real Madrid doesn't count in that case. They've got to be permanent Real Madrid players from what I'm guessing with Welsh. One more. I was on the phone and I missed the quiz question. The quiz question is always right down the bottom. Have I not included it? I think I have, haven't I? Is the quiz? Yeah, there you go. Halftime quiz. Players signed to the Premier League from Real Madrid directly. The ones we have are Michael Owen, Mateo Kovacic, Steve McManaman, Jonathan Woodgate, Álvaro Arbeloa, I nearly said Darwin Núñez then. Antonio Núñez, who signed for Liverpool, Morientes, Odegaard, Gonzalo Garcia and Palacios, who both play for Fulham tonight. They've signed from Real Madrid. Casemiro, of course, Man United. James Rodriguez went to Everton from Madrid. Rafa Varane went to United. Ozil to Arsenal. Jeremy to Chelsea. Morata to Chelsea. Di Maria to... Was Morata, actually? Was Morata definitely from Real Madrid? I'm sure he was, actually. But I'm just questioning myself now. Yeah, he was. Real Madrid to Chelsea, of course he was. Morata, Di Maria, Makelele, Christian Carimber, Ivan Campo, Van der Vaart, Salgado, and Robinho. Final one is not Anelka. Don't think. Didn't Anelka go PSG first? Anelka. Let's have a look at Nicolas Anelka. Yeah, Real Madrid to PSG and then to Manchester City. I thought he did. Yeah, Anelka isn't one. Welsh. Anelka's not one at all. He went to Arsenal to Real Madrid to PSG, PSG to Liverpool on loan, and then to Manchester City permanently. So, yeah, Anelka doesn't count. One more left to get according to Welsh. Davor Suker is right. Yes, I think Davor, that's a great shout. Well done. Davor Suker is I'm almost certain is right. Yeah, Davor Suker to Arsenal. Excellent shout. And Danilo, yes, Danilo's another one as well. Danilo to Manchester City. So it's 25 actually. You undershot it by quite a bit, Welsh. It was a great quiz. Unless you've got one more. Is there another one? That we've not thought of? So far, I have. This is the halftime quiz, courtesy of Welsh Wing. Premier League players who have signed for Premier League club... Oh, well, not now. Let me rephrase this. Players who have signed for Premier League clubs directly from Real Madrid. There's quite a few of them. We've got 25 so far. Sergio Reguilon. Did Reguilon go straight to the Premier League from Real Madrid? Maybe he did. He did, to Tottenham. Reguilon is correct. Reguilon is another one. Went to Tottenham via a loan at Sevilla, but Real Madrid to Tottenham is correct. Key Di Maria. Yes, sorry, I'll read them out again. We've got Michael Owen. We've got Mateo Kovacic. We've got Steve McManaman. We've got Jonathan Woodgate, Álvaro Arbeloa, Antonio Núñez. Antonio Núñez technically came to Liverpool as part of the Michael Owen deal. Owen went to Madrid. And we got Antonio Núñez, who remains the only Liverpool player to date to score his only goal for the club in a cup final. Morientes is 7. Odegaard, Gonzalo Garcia and Palacios, who play tonight for Fulham. Casemiro, James Rodriguez, Rafa Varane, Mesut Ozil, Jeremy, Morata, Di Maria, Makelele, Christian Carimber, what a fabulous player he was. Ivan Campo, Van der Vaart, Salgado, Robinho, Danilo, who went to Man City from Real Madrid, Davor Suker, who was World Cup Golden Boot winner at the 98 World Cup, wasn't he? And Sergio Reguilon as well. Dani Ceballos. I think he was only on loan, wasn't he? Wasn't he on loan, Dani Ceballos? I'm sure he was only an Arsenal player on loan, wasn't he? I could be wrong. Yes, he was. He was only ever an Arsenal player on loan. Gabriel Heinze. Again, I'm pretty confident Heinze only signed... He never came back to the Premier League, did he? He went Man United to Real Madrid. Yeah, it's got to be the other way around. Reguilon was the last one. Excellent. Great quiz, that, Welsh. Well done. Love that. Dave, evening, Key. How you doing? I'm very good, sir. How are you? That was our halftime quiz anyway. Thank you, as always. Welsh Wing always does a good halftime quiz. We love him to bits. Right, there you go. And it's timed just nicely because we're off for the second half in a couple of seconds. Steve McManaman to Man City on a free transfer. Yeah, blank with Madrid before he went to United. He had more clubs than Tiger Woods. Did he really? Laurent Blanc. I wasn't aware he went to Real Madrid to United. I thought he was at Inter. Didn't he go to United from Inter? He did. Maybe he was training with Real Madrid, but he was playing for Inter Milan. I don't think he ever. Well, he never played for Real Madrid, Laurent Blanc. But he was at Barcelona. Remember that, and then he went to. He might have gone somewhere else. But he was definitely at Inter Milan, and then he went to United from Inter. Yeah, Van der Vaart to Tottenham. That's the one. The late Jose Antonio Reyes. No, you got him from Seville. He did go to Real Madrid from Arsenal, but no, he wasn't a signing straight from the Premier League or from Real Madrid to the Premier League. Callum Key Beto confirmed to be leaving Everton. That can only mean one thing if that's true, and that is that Liam Delap is 100% coming to Everton. Everton preparing for a busy end of the transfer window. Jake O'Brien and Beto both expected to attract offers. Jake O'Brien attracting interest from clubs in England. I'll be honest, I would quite happily take Jake O'Brien at Liverpool. I'd be delighted with him. Jake O'Brien would be a fantastic signing for Liverpool in many ways. He would be our new Joe Gomez. That's exactly what we need. I'm fine with Jake O'Brien. Don't know how much we'd get for him, like. But that's quite funny. That is quite funny that they're selling Jake O'Brien. That is hilarious. Liam Delap admired by David Moyes and his staff should Beto depart, and Everton looking to strengthen at right back with Daniel Munoz and Timothy Castagna of Fulham. Those considered. Daniel Munoz had a shocking game against Everton at the weekend. He was the reason that Everton scored the opening goal. Absolutely appalling. Callum, he won't join News. It'll be United. I don't know, you know. Pete, what's the games in the Carabao Cup, Key? The Carabao Cup. I've gone with this week. I've gone with West Ham and Southampton tomorrow night. So if you fancy joining me tomorrow night for the Carabao Cup, then tomorrow night we're going to be watching West Ham Southampton. It's live on Sky Sports Red Button. There is Leeds and Nottingham Forest, which will be on ITV1. That's the one that most people, I guess, will be watching. I'm sure 3 Star will. I don't expect you in tomorrow night, 3 Star. I imagine you'll be watching your team on ITV1. But I just feel like Southampton and West Ham will be the better game. Big Boss, what's the score, Key? The score is Fulham 1, Chelsea 2. And Leon says, what do you think at City and United? City and Tottenham want Gakpo. He's a good player. Yeah, it's not surprising. Barry, they'll be the starting striker for Everton now. Yep. Top player. We like him. Lewis, Key, I can't believe how well Fulham are moving the ball. Can't believe what I'm watching. Are they moving the ball well, or are Chelsea not the best positionally yet? Maybe they're still learning the ropes under Xabi Alonso. That's a hell of a pass from Lacroix. Excellent play. Really good play from Chelsea. Hato down this left-hand side. Good football. Castagna can't quite get him. And Bob doubling up with Morgan Rogers, who does very well to get to the byline. He's a lot further out than you'd normally expect to see Morgan Rogers. You don't usually see Morgan Rogers hugging the touchline like that. Tone says Palmer always looks like he's going for a kickabout down the park with his mates. Lewis, just give Fulham the props. Yes, I agree. Yeah, no, they have done well tonight, Fulham. Just defensively a little bit shy at times, and you can probably say the same thing about Chelsea. Everton are in for Delap, just saying, says FPL. 3 Star, I'll be here, Key. I'll have the game on ITV. Good man. Good man, sir. Callum says Mooney's maybe from Fulham is on the list probably too. Big Boss, who is the best midfielder in the league, Key? The best midfielder in the Premier League? I mean, I would have said Rodri, but obviously he's left now. So I think now that Rodri's gone, we might have to have something of a referendum on that. Who is the best midfielder in the Premier League right now? It's a tough question, isn't it? I mean, Caicedo's good. Rice is obviously good. Yeah, I don't know, actually. Who would you say? I mean, help me out in the chat. Who do you think? Who's the standout for you? Who would you say is the best midfielder in the Premier League? Sangare. Yeah, Sangare's had a good start for Brentford, hasn't he? Bruno. Which Bruno are you talking about here? You've got to be very clear with these. Is it Bruno Guimaraes or Bruno Fernandes? The Athletic did a poll the other day where they said these are, well, it wasn't a poll, it was more a list that they'd created. They'd spoken to experts and they'd created this list. And they said that list of the top 100 best players in the Premier League. Wow, Cole Palmer unlucky. Just wide. He's claiming a corner. Astonishing run that from Cole Palmer. Excellent football. Yeah, they did a list of the best 100 players in the Premier League, and they said that Bruno Guimaraes was 6th, and I was like, Bruno Guimaraes before this month wouldn't have been in the top 20, but he's moved to Arsenal and therefore now he's 6th. That's madness. There's nobody would have said Bruno Guimaraes was in the top 10 Premier League players before this month. No chance. Wouldn't have happened. Wouldn't have happened. Ultan Doherty, the good one, PFA winner one. Yeah, you can't really say he's a midfielder though, can you? Chelsea, good football, should be. Oh, that's a brilliant goal. Now that is a really, really good goal from Chelsea, and I hate to say it, but it's a top goal, and Cole Palmer sticks it away. Fulham 1, Chelsea 3. Wow. Excellent goal. Absolutely sensational. It's a great bit of football, and Fulham have just been cut apart there. They have just been absolutely cut apart. Astonishing. Ball gets played into João Pedro. He holds it up so well. Cole Palmer has all the time in the world. Do you know what? I have to say, the Fulham defence there is appalling. Is that Cuenca? Is it Cuenca? Oh, shocking. It's not good enough, that. Cole Palmer does really well. Can't really criticise Bernd Leno. The Fulham defending there from Berger and Cuenca is outrageously bad. You know, we talked about the Chelsea defending. The Fulham defending has been outrageous. Yeah, that is crazy. That is absolutely crazy. Right, sorry, yes, you asked me about where was everybody in the list. I'll tell you the list now. I've got it in front of me. So, the list of players who the best performing, most important, whatever it was. Let me see if I can find it. They're in again here, Chelsea. Very nearly 4. Here you go. Ranking the 50 best players in the Premier League. Here we go. The 50 best players in the Premier League is as follows. This is according to The Athletic. We'll just do the top 10. The top 10 best players in the Premier League is number 10, Elliot Anderson. Number 9, Bukayo Saka. Number 8, Dominic Szoboszlai. Number 7, Moise Caicedo. Number 6, Bruno Guimaraes. Number 5, William Saliba. Number 4, Gabriel. Number 3, Declan Rice. Number 2, Bruno Fernandes. And number 1, Erling Haaland. According to them, that is the top 10 best players in the Premier League. That is from The Athletic. And I think that's shocking. Really poor football again. Oh, that was naughty. That was naughty from Castagna. He'll fit in well at Everton. Foul on Hato. Good list to me. Yeah, I would have thought you'd have thought it's a good list. 5 or 6 Arsenal players in the top 10. Craziness. Yeah, no, there's no way Arsenal have got the 5 of the best Premier League players are Arsenal players. That's madness to me. Absolute madness. There's some weird ones in there, like they've got Ryan Cherky's a better Premier League player than Alisson Becker. who for me would still be the best keeper in the Premier League, but Ryan Cherky can't get in the City side. So there you go. There's some mad ones. There's some really mad ones in there. Yeah. Doesn't make any sense to me. Marcus Rashford. Marcus Rashford is in the top 50. Iliman and Dye's in the top... How's Iliman and Dye in the top 50 Premier League players? Ryan, how are you, mate? I am very good, mate. How are you? Do you think Isak should be there? Well, Alexander Isak is 21st. Yeah, David Raya is 15th. David Raya is 15th. He's the highest ranked goalkeeper in the Premier League, and Alisson is 22nd. The next highest ranked goalkeeper is Donnarumma, who is 30th. And then the next highest rated goalkeeper is Jordan Pickford, who is 50th. So, questionable. Questionable. Illy is boss, leave him alone. He played well the other day against Palace. He had a good game. Fulham now need to do a bit better in the next 10-15 minutes to get one back at least. I feel like if they go into the last 15-20 minutes needing a goal for an equaliser, they've got every chance, but... Oh, that's a great touch. Fulham strike, big save, rebound and in. Yes, it's 3-2. We said it, we called it. It's Gonzalo Garcia. He's done absolutely nothing all night, but he scored on his debut, and it's exactly the type of goal you'd want to see from that type of player. In the 6-yard box, poaching, getting his head on it, arriving in the right area just at the right time, read the game well. And again, we're asking questions about Robert Sanchez. Again, we're asking big questions. Big save, but pushes it right back out into the area where the player is. You've got to push it away from traffic. You've got to push it away. He pushes it straight back into Garcia, who gets his head on it. Fulham 2, Chelsea 3. We've got a classic at Craven Cottage. Come on. Hey, go on then. Enrico Iliman had the most successful dribbles in the Prem last season, bro. He also had about 2 assists in about 18 months at Everton. So, it's all well and good having dribbles, mate, but if he doesn't create big chances, which he doesn't actually, if you look at the list of big chances created, Iliman and Dye is way, way down that list. Ultan Doherty, Colwell is a shocking defender. He shouldn't be on the pitch. Levi Colwell should not be on the pitch. He should have been sent off first half for me, whether for a straight red or a red or a yellow card and another yellow card for the shove in the face on what's his face? Josh King. Here we go. Fantastic ball in. Chelsea again, just about get it away. Here's Oscar Bob. Bob against Hato. He's jinked past him. Bob's in the box. Go on, lad. Oh, it's it. They've got him on the ropes here. They're on the ropes here. Far post, Robert Sanchez. Good claim. Needed to happen there. Take the pressure off his defence. P2 did that pull. Stevie Wonder. I'm blind, so I can say it. Anfield Vortex, great show tonight, mate. Hey, listen, the game's dictated that, to be fair. We've had 0-0s where it's still quite fun, I guess, but no, when it's a good game like this, it makes it easier. Reece, 2 mistakes from Sanchez. And Ryan says, Key, would you agree availability is the best ability? It's certainly important, yes. It's certainly important. Under the floodlights, on another note, Dybala is back. Hat-trick assist and hat-trick for Marlon right now. Wow. Shell, I haven't noticed many of the new rules used. Has anyone else? No, I don't think so, you know. I don't think so. Terry Kelly, Colwell at fault, Key. He's not had a great game, has he, Colwell? Again, shouldn't have been on the pitch for me, but yeah, defensively has been a bit of a liability. And that's going to be the issue for Chelsea this season. Like I said earlier, Liverpool, Chelsea, maybe cut from the same cloth in many ways, in that I think they'll probably be entertainers. There'll be lots of goals in Liverpool and Chelsea games this season. We're seeing that already. 4 in the Liverpool-Newcastle game. 5 already in this one with 35 to go. Corner from Fulham. Far post. Good claim. Big claim. Got to give credit there to Sanchez. And Anfield Vortex, you make it all come together though, mate. Great game or not, the tavern is tops. Oh, what a hero. What a guy. That's a lovely thing to say, mate. Do you know, I can't tell you now. Listen, you get bad comments, you get negative comments, you get death threats and all sorts doing this. But when you get nice comments like that, mate, it really does mean a lot. And I do, believe me, I do take it. I've learned water off a duck's back with all the negative stuff. But when someone says something really nice, I do genuinely, I deep it and I think about it. It's nice. It makes my day. Thank you so much. Shahid, you should have seen Key on the dance floor last night, putting the old John Travolta to shame. And City of Northville, when players know rolling around means they go off, they don't roll around. Yes, when they know a corner turnover will come, they don't linger. That's it. And that's got to be, it's all got to be down to enforcement. I like the rules. It's just a question of whether or not the referees are going to enforce them as strictly as we'd like them to this season. Ultan says, everyone ranking Chelsea top 4, but I just don't see much improvement personnel-wise from the previous season. Do you not think they're a little bit more clinical in attack? I will say, if you've got an attack of João Pedro, Colwill, definitely not Colwill. If you've got an attack of João Pedro, Cole Palmer, and Morgan Rogers, those three will score they'll score goals for you all season. They've been so clinical tonight, so effective in attack. They've created lots of chances, but going the other way, my goodness me. If you've got Robert Sanchez in goal and you've got that defence, you'll have Chelsea fans tonight tearing their hair out. And there's an example of it. Well done, referee. Chelsea holding onto the ball for too long on a throw-in. Referee says, whoa, you, ball down. It's a Fulham throw now. And I love that. Excellent from the referee. Excellent from the referee, that. Phenomenal. Shell, I love you, Key, for a cop-out. You're not that bad. I'll take that. I'll have that. I'll take it. Callum, I think Chelsea are the next title challengers, though. A lad like Arsenal came from nowhere 4 years ago. They need more. They need far more defensively. Defences are what wins you titles. We know that from Arsenal recently, don't we? We underplay maybe just how important it is to have a solid defence. Because I think if you were ranking attacks, how good would Arsenal's attack be in the league? So, earlier we were talking about Chelsea maybe having the best attack in the league. I think City's attack is probably ahead of him. I think United's attack is probably ahead of Arsenal's. If Liverpool were to get Bradley Barcola, and we've got Barcola, Isak, maybe Akatiki, then all of a sudden our attack's probably better than Arsenal's as well. But, that's not a knock on Arsenal. It's saying that individually, player for player, their attack doesn't necessarily need to be that good. That's why defences are so important in Chelsea. With the defence they have, it doesn't matter how good your attack is. If your defence is this bad in this type of a Premier League, I really think they're going to have issues. I might have to rethink my Chelsea to finish in the top 4. Because even with one game a season, I don't know, all-time average players can look world-class if you have the right system set up. Yeah, and world-class players can look quite average, can't they? The opposite's true, I think, as well. Fulham into the penalty area. Oscar Bob. You've got to shoot. When you get the opportunity, you can't delay like that. Extra touches from all these players, not good enough. Brother. Ryan says, well, Key, who do you think are winning the league? Arsenal all day, every day. If Arsenal don't win it, they should 1,000,000%. Just retire. They've got to win it. They've got to win it. They've got to win it, and they've got to win it at a canter. If Arsenal don't piss it, like I said, if they don't piss it, they end the football. They shouldn't play football anymore. Jordan Henderson and Caicedo on the bench there with Palestra and Fofana. Good ball from Chelsea, headed away. Good touch. Back out to João Pedro. Fulham scrambling a little bit to get it away. Evening, Trucker Matt. Bantering 2 says, always talking about Arsenal. To be fair, if you get asked about Arsenal, mate, someone says, who do you think's going to win the Premier League? I've kind of got to say, haven't I? I've got to say. Maybe I won't. I'll tell you what, all right, fine. Now you've said I can't talk about Arsenal, and someone says next time, Key, who do you think's going to win the league? I'll not say Arsenal because it'll upset you. Shell, have you sorted your ground out yet, City? Oh, United getting a new ground. Yeah, that might end up stopping them. Making the signings they need. Truckermat, Leeds. Yeah, Leeds will win it this year. I think Leeds might actually do all right in terms of Europe maybe this year. Fulham on the counter-attack with Iwobi. FPL says, how are you doing in FPL, Key? Not very well, mate. In short, I was never going to do very well, though, in fairness. I was always going to be a bit naff. It was always going to be a bit garbage. Palmer's looking good. He is. He's been very well tonight. He's done really, really well. But Fulham. Oh, what a ball that is. Oh, excellent defending from Hato. Did well. Reece, 16 points in the FPL. I've had a howler. And It's Luke says Burnham will do United a few favours with that ground, part of his 2042 World Cup push. Well, yeah, listen, if they are pushing to get the World Cup in England, then yes, they will absolutely push for United to get that money. Ultan Doherty says, I'm getting Wirtz out of my squad straight away. Don't worry about Wirtz. I mean, I didn't put him in mine, but I've got Isak in mind. I still think Isak will have a big season. Mainly because pretty much all of our goals will have to come through him. And Wirtz. I still think Wirtz will have a decent season. But there's probably more. There's better choices in midfield for FPL. City of Northfield, you can ask ChatGPT to make you a calendar marking the deadline day each week for FPL and tell it to add a reminder 1 day before and second reminder 2 days before, and it churns out an ICS. What's that to everyone? Is that like to everyone? It'd be good to get, I wanted to get like a newsletter of some sort and maybe, yeah, a reminder just to say, hey, listen, make sure you update your FPL. Ultan Doherty subbed off first, though. Not a good look. What, for Liverpool, for Wirtz? I would have took Soberslai off before I took Wirtz off. Lavia and Hato off for Fernandez and Pep Chavaria. Yeah, I thought Wirtz should have stayed on yesterday. He actually started playing a little bit better towards the end of the game. Catherine says, Key, will Arsenal win the Champions League? No, I don't think so this year. You can't rule them out, but I just feel like PSG, Real Madrid, Barca. I feel like if any of those three came up against Arsenal in the Champions League, and I'm sure they will at some point, PSG, Barca, Real Madrid, I think would knock Arsenal out. Be a hell of a game, though. Listen, we'll watch it, but let's see. I'm sure Arsenal will go far. I'd be astonished if they didn't at least make the quarters. How's Palacios doing? I thought he was quite bright first half, but we've not seen too much of him second half. Yeah, he's done okay. He's done all right, but not amazing. Fulham yet to make a change, by the way, which, well, now they're bringing on Shea Charles. Just as I say, Fulham yet to make a change, they make the change. Shea Charles, new £30 million signing for Fulham. Big signing from Southampton. Ex-Man City, of course, Shea Charles. Northern Irish midfielder, does just sit in front of that defence. He's very, very good, very comfortable on the ball. Likes to get forward as well. He's not quite a number 6, but he can sit in that hole just behind the front. Oscar Bob's gone off as well, by the way. Oscar Bob off, Shea Charles on. So that's maybe a defensive substitution from Fulham. Bizarre move, that. Why would you take Oscar Bob off for Shea Charles? Shea Charles is a lot more set. I mean, he can get forward, but he's far more of a deep-lying midfielder whenever I've watched him at Southampton. Scored that big goal against Arsenal in the Cup, though, didn't he? Pete says, put Sobbo in your team. Pens, free kicks, corners, worth points. Can't take him, though, can he? He can't take corners. Garbage at him yesterday. Every corner he put in was cleared away at the near post. I wouldn't have Szoboszlai on free kicks and corners. Actually, maybe free kicks. 35 yards out, he can have a ping at him. But other than that, no chance. Chelsea in the area, big chance. Far post, what a ball that is. Chavarria, can he get to it? Stands it up again, too easy, cleared away. Aussie Montgomery, entertaining game so far. It has, it's been a fabulous game. Gonzalo Garcia's had a real rude awakening into life in the Premier League, hasn't he? He's got a goal, but he's not really been that involved in the game, and he's not pressed quite as well as I would have wanted from me centre forward. City of Northville, no, that one would just be for you, but you can share the ICS and we can all do the same to have it too. Okay, cool. I'll have a look. I need to do, mate, there's so much. I wish I could show you. You particularly, because we've spoke about it and stuff off air. I'd love to show you the level of, like, organisation I have gone to in the last few days. And this is, like, I've got my schedule, I've got all the stuff that I'm doing, and all the little, like, job of the day. This is the plan. So I've got the clipping tool, I've got the shorts creator and all that. I've got the quiz thing that needs sorting. I've got like a day, or well, not a day, but I've got a time mapped out for actually creating the quizzes, getting 10 to 20 quizzes at a time rather than scrambling around or waiting for Welsh to turn up. As good as Welsh is, God love him, he turns up, produces a great quiz, but he makes me look bad. Calling it now, Shea Charles to score when he comes on. Well, he's on. He's on and he's playing. He's done well. Shell, my badge is pending. How long does it take? Usually it only took about a day for mine, I think. They just need to make sure it's not offensive. City of Northville says that's going to help you a ton because the Lord will keep increasing. Organisation will be your salvation. I love them for it. I love that. I love that. Stuff like that is amazing. Organisation will be your salvation. Piss poor... Proper planning prevents piss poor performance. We used to say all that as well. Yeah, that's my issue. It's not procrastination. It's that I have a list of 40 things I need to do. And I have tended to go to the one that I'm most comfortable doing. Like, for example, there's always thumbnails that need doing. So I'll do 20 thumbnails. Even though 20 thumbnails is good and it's organisation and it's good, but actually there's probably more pressing things that need sorting, that need your attention, so it takes time. Right, Reese, key in his corporate sayings. They're not mine, that's Northville, that wasn't even mine. Callum, what are you saying? You ain't a true Evertonian if you can't boo. Shell's a true Evertonian, she can boo. OneNote's a great place to store that. Yeah, I think Evernote is one I used to use, but I've not. I've just literally I've bought some whiteboards just to my right here and one behind me, and it's all sketched out. I got some board tape and everything. It was very creative. Ricardo Rodriguez, Key, I must say, I thought you were a jerk just from watching the little clips on Hate Watch, but after actually watching you, you're cool, and I watch whenever I can. See, stuff like that. I love that. That's really sound of you, mate. Thank you very much. Very nice of you to say, and it's great to have you in. Please stick around. You know, share as much as you feel able or comfortable to share. Have a chat with us. We love chatting footy with you. Shell, me Watkey. Callum, who's an Evertonian in TikTok, Callum was saying, you're not a proper Evertonian unless you can boo. And I said, Shell's a proper Evertonian. I bet she can boo. Reece, you're a Tory, Yuki. Not sure if that's offensive in Liverpool. It is a little bit. It's certainly offensive where I come from. But Liverpool was a Tory stronghold, wasn't it? Up until about the 70s, apparently. So, it was decimated by the Tories after that, but it was a Tory stronghold for a long time. There was a Tory who created Liverpool, of course, in John Holding. He was a Tory. But yeah, no, if you called me a Tory or any one of my family members, no, we'd never vote Conservative. But rather than make it political, it's all good. I have no issue with anyone. If you vote Tory, you're a Tory to me, but I'm not going to fall out with you. Up the Burnham. Excellent play. Palacios, what a strike! Oh, that was the moment. It wasn't Palacios, it was King. Again, they look very similar. You can see how I got confused. Josh King, he's had a great game tonight. He really has. Oh, dances inside. There's a player there. There's a real player there. Liverpool might need to swap Florian Wirtz for Josh King on current evidence. Excellent play. Keith, I see this finishing a 3-3 draw. I love that. Yes. Right, who's coming on? Sander Berger going off. Sessegnon comes on. And Kevin. Kevin on for Palacios. Sander Berger off. Sessegnon on. So again, there's quite some changes there for Fulham. Chelsea now having a bit of a conflab on the halfway line. Change of system. Ozzy Montgomery, this kid will be something. He's so good, isn't he? Josh King, he's been brilliant tonight. He's been absolutely fantastic. Ben G, Chelsea need Caicedo on, try and bring some stability. Why is Caicedo not playing, starting? Why is he not even on the pitch? I wonder whether... Is there any world where... Why is Caicedo... Oh, he's not even on the bench, is he? He's not even on the bench. Is he injured? Ben, I'm genuinely starting to worry about Wirtz. No, give it time, mate. He's all right. He'll be okay. But I agree. He's not knocked our socks off yet. Neto is coming on for Chelsea. 17 minutes left of normal time. Vincent Weiss, please. Which place are you watching it from? I am watching it from the United Kingdom, sir. Where are you watching it from? Harry Robinson, Fulham are going to score soon. I can see it. I can sense it. I want Fulham winning this one, says Kweski. Big Will, who's coming off for Neto? Well, as it stands, Neto has not yet come off. But I would imagine if Neto is to come on, then I would expect he would come on for one of the front two in Rodgers or Palmer. I mean, all of the Chelsea front three have scored tonight. Rodgers, Palmer, and Reece James saying cheater. Get him off, ref. Get him off. Reece James saying you're a cheater to Josh King. I already don't like Reece James. We already don't like him. You're better than that, is what Reece James just said. You don't have to be a good lip reader there. He just said you're better than that. Oh, come on. He's dragged him back. As if Reece James has got the gall to say that. He's literally put his arm on his shoulder and dragged him back. Clear yellow card for Reece James. And then for him to say there that you've cheated. Ah, what a wrong'un. Pedro Neto does come on, but it's not for any of the front three as I originally thought. It's going to be for Malo Gusto. What a surprise. Been a great match so far. It has, yeah, it has. It's done well. It's done really well. In the area, claim for a penalty. That's a free kick at least. That's a free kick at least. Yellow card for diving for Calvin Bassey. I thought that looked like a penalty. Let's have a look at it. I mean, he's not really complained, so that's maybe giving the game away. Let's watch it back from the other angle. Oh, that's the worst dive you're ever likely to see. Oh, camera angle fooled me there. Yeah, massive dive that. Massive, massive dive. Ball's all the way back with Robert Sanchez. Fulham I have been very impressed with though tonight. Defensively, both teams wide open, and I think a point is a fair result. Would we agree with that? Is that a fair estimation? Long ball forward. Anthony Robinson's in. Fulham are in behind. Lob. Go on, lad. Oh, that was a massive chance for Anthony Robinson. Fulham really should be level. Massive moment in the game. Just a long nothing ball over the top. It's a fabulous run from Anthony Robinson. It's actually a really good ball, isn't it? And he gets in behind Reece James. And do you know what? Right-footed. If that's on his left, he's got it. It's a Champong, isn't it? He gets wrong side of a Champong there. Excellent play from Anthony Robinson. Just not quite the finish. You wouldn't want your left back in that position, would you? Unbelievable. Aussie, I agree. A draw would be fitting. Yeah, I think so. I think a draw would be the right result. Reece says, talk about Arsenal players diving. That was shocking from Bassey. It was. I agree. Not good enough, that. But then again, do you know how when you see one player diving from a team, my gut instinct is always, I don't want that team to win now, right? And I think I would have absolutely said, and I don't like Chelsea, it's well documented, I'm not a lover of Chelsea at all. However, I'd have been quite happy for Chelsea to win this game, based on the game we've seen. However, there was a massive moment just before that where Reece James accuses a young lad in Josh King. Reece James, an experienced pro, and he pulled back Josh King, clear as day, and then ran over in front of the referee, pointing in his face and saying, that was a dive, you're a cheat, you're a cheat, you're a cheat. And we all saw it. That was a clear pullback from Reece James. So they've kind of cancelled each other out. It is a clear dive from Bassey. I don't like that. But it was a massive bit of cheating from Reece James as well. So, a draw. I want a draw in this one. CPL Dynasty, how much of a chance do you reckon Chelsea have to win the most corners in the match? How many corners have they got so far? Let's have a look. Corners, 5 for Fulham, 3 for Chelsea. No, not a chance. Not a chance. Not in the last 10 minutes. It's all Fulham in the last 10 minutes, mate. And I can't see Chelsea getting another 3 corners in that time. Reece says Gabriel dive against Spurs was better than that. 10 out of 10. His dive against City in the Community Shield was better. It's Luke says ref called them both well, to be fair. No injustice in it, which is good. Yeah, that's exactly what you want the referee to do and spot. And fair play to the ref tonight. I actually think the referees had a really good game. I didn't agree with the decision not to send Colwill off first half, but other than that, I think the referees had a fantastic game, and we should call that out more. As football fans, we want referees to be good. The only way to do that is to be consistent when referees have a good game. We have to call it out. We have to say when they've had a good game. And that was a really good bit of performance from good performance from the ref. He's got everything right. The officiating team have got every big call right, I would say. CPL Dynasty, my days, bro. Could have won like £1,000 if they'd just won that. I'm gutted for you, mate. I'd have loved it to happen. Anyone who takes cash off them is good in my book. Long ball over the top. Chelsea headed away. Good defending. Last 10 minutes of normal time at Craven Cottage. Are we going to get an equaliser? Quesky says, Fulham seem pretty good attacking-wise. Thanks, though. I look like your commentary. Oh, you like your commentary. Oh, cheers, man. Thank you. Good to have you in the chat. Ricardo Rodriguez, I want Chelsea to lose. I'd love if we got at least one more goal in this game. I'd love it. Ball out to the left-hand side for Fulham. Good ball in. Excellent play. They're doing really well around the edge of the box, Fulham. That's a free kick to Chelsea. Unlucky. Cole Palmer defended well there. Much better. Shea Charles, Kevin, Sessegnon, all doing really well for Fulham, linking up around the edge of the box. But again, Cole Palmer gets his body in the way, diffuses things, and gets the ball back. Anthony Robinson, who had that big chance just a moment ago, the left back for Fulham, goes off for Fulham's number 9, Rodrigo Muniz. That's going to be a big positive change for Fulham. And Chelsea making 2 changes now. Quenda and Estevao. Now, listen. last 10 minutes, there's going to be some gaps, isn't there, at the other end for Fulham? You would imagine Rodgers is going off for Quenda, Palmer as well. There you go. The two number 10s who are a bit more cultured on the ball, they go off, and the two lightning rods, the two live wires in Quenda and Esteval, they've both got pace to burn. They fly forward. And that's, I think, going to be the plan for Xabi Alonso, is just to get the ball to them in wide areas every opportunity to see if they can get the fourth and kill this game off on the counter. That would be something to keep an eye on. Fulham can't commit too many bodies forward now because Quenda and Esteval, fresh off the bench, will definitely hurt them. It's Luke says, excited to see Quenda in the Prem. Yeah, I thought he was really good. We watched him in the under-21 championships. We did the under-21 championships about 18 months ago on this channel, and we watched Quenda and Roger Fernandez, his name was. They were the two wingers for Portugal's under-21. They were brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, that tournament. Pete Green, all the comms are better than Neville and Cara any day. Them jokers, they can't hold a candle to the Matchday Tavern gang. Balls to the overlap. Who's going to have a bigger future, Quenda or Esteval? I think Esteval, on the basis of what we saw last season, he was very good. He has just had a bad knee injury though, so question marks over how badly that will affect him. Quenda's got a big future. Just remains to be seen how much they're going to get used by Chelsea. What a ball that is again. Fulham in behind. Massive chance. Oh, great save. Near post. Probably one he should have expected to save. Should Sessegnon have been pulling that back there? He gets into a great position. Oh, I tell you what, Champong very nearly gives away a penalty. I think Frimpong. I think Sessegnon's got to do well to maybe cross it there rather than shoot. He's never going to score from there. Kevin is going to take the corner for Fulham. Man down in the penalty area. There's a slight claim for a penalty then. Switch over to the far side. Quenda volleys it away. City of Northville, the trick is to get players you hate, so when you hear their banter, your FPL club is thriving. Yeah. Excellent. Love that. Reece, you got a reply from Terry Flewers, Key. Listen, I'm sure I will. I'll get plenty of him. I keep getting nibbles off him. Good defending from Leno. Kevin. Go on, Kevin. It's weird saying that. A Champong, good defending. Fulham have got an opportunity to launch the ball in the box. I'm telling you, Misfits 2028, man of the match world championship. Oh, what is that from Fulham? That's god awful. That is absolutely shocking. Let the hate flow through you. Was Palmer injured? No, I think he's gone off and he's kind of, there's ice on his ankle, I think, but he's fine. I don't think it was anything too serious. That wasn't the reason they took him off. Great ball over to the right hand side. Here's Neto, Esteval and Quenda as a front three for Chelsea. There's some pace in that, isn't there? Some pace on that side. Fulham scramble it away. Anfield Vortex, do you think Gakpo will leave Key? Tottenham at first, interested now, Man City. I think he will leave. I really hope that's not the case. I don't want him to leave, but I imagine he will. Yeah, I imagine he will. I don't know. It seems silly to me. It seems really silly to sell Cody Gakpo this late in the transfer window for anything less than 80, 90 million quid. But the chances are we'll sell him for about 60, 65. And it's astonishing. When you look at Crescencio Somerville going for 65 million, Cody Gakpo's a Premier League title winner. He's played in important teams under Klopp. He's won the league under Slot. It's just madness to me. And he's never injured. He's always available. He's good for 20, 25 goal contributions a season. Why on earth you sell that player when your attack's already short? It's kamikaze for me. Crazy from Liverpool if they sell him. Anfield Vortex, we need strikers, so up front he could do a job, and he's in form now. I agree with you, mate. I mean, he can do a job anywhere, can't he? Left wing, right wing, centre forward. He's even played in the 10 before. City of Northville, a ton of those are an Arsenal raid, because of course it is. And Callum says, what game tomorrow, Kate? What game tomorrow is Southampton versus West Ham in the Carabao Cup. Wednesday is going to be Preston against Everton. We're back with Shell's Everton on Wednesday night. Preston North End against Everton. Wednesday night football. Tuesday's Southampton West Ham tomorrow in the Carabao Cup. And Thursday, we've got 2 lives on Thursday. First off, we're going to be watching the Champions League draw, which is a 5 o'clock start. See how your team gets on in the Champions League. See who the draw pits us up against. And then Thursday after that, straight after the draw, we're going to be doing the second leg of Brighton against Tromsø, the Norwegian side. They are 0-0 from the first leg. Still need to dominate. Well, they weren't that dominant, actually, in the first leg. Brighton actually could have quite easily been behind in that first leg. Oh, Fulham, what are you doing? Good play. Sessegnon puts it behind. Chelsea corner, too easy, that. Dave says, Key, I got the score correct, just the wrong way around. Did you say 3-2 Fulham? I think you did, didn't you? You was praising Fulham. Pete says, swap deal, Gakpo for the robot, or 200 million, City can afford it. Yeah, we'll take it in blank checks. 3-star, time for me to call it a night. See you later, everyone. Take care, have a great day tomorrow. See you soon, 3-star. Thanks for coming in, as always. Good to see you. Gamer Guru, at least if Gakpo went to Spurs, you can guarantee he has more chance of lifting the championship trophy over the Prem. Anfield Vortex, do you mind if I promote the tavern on my channel, mate? Oh, absolutely not, mate. No problem. That's very kind of you. Don't feel obliged to, but no, you know I'd massively appreciate it. It's very kind of you. If you enjoy it and you want to share it, then of course, that's very nice of you to do so. Not necessary, of course, but I really, really do appreciate it. It's very kind of you. Lovely ball. Chelsea have a big chance. Great save. And it should be this time. It is. It's 4-2. João Pedro, no offside. Offside, Lino. There might be a check on this one. Can we get a check, sir? João Pedro's giving it this. 4 minutes left. And João Pedro has been had a goal chalked off for offside. Is it offside? Yeah, he's miles off. He's miles off. Quite comfortably offside there. Callum, no Celtic then. No, not Celtic. No, you can't do Celtic, mate. They're already 3-0 up against Last Glints. You can't. Celtic's second leg's not going to be worth watching. It's not worth watching. How long of the game left, Key? 3 minutes. It's 90 minutes and 48 seconds on my screen, so, and there's 4 minutes of added on time, so about 3 and a bit minutes left to go. Chelsea looking quite comfortable, it must be said. Free kick. Plenty of yellow cards tonight, hasn't there? How many yellow cards has he dished out? 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 yellow cards. But he's had a good game, the referee. I think he's done well. 3-3 in the end is still my guess, says Harry. Let's hope so. We're all rooting for it. Apart from unless you're a Chelsea fan. I think Timbo wouldn't be happy with it. Cole Palmer has got man of the match tonight. I would agree with that. I think Cole Palmer, he's got a goal, he's got an assist. He's created 5 chances in the game. He's done really well tonight, Cole Palmer. Back to his best, I would say. I'm starting to rethink whether I should have Cole Palmer or Morgan Rogers in my FPL. Chelsea down the right-hand side. Good play from João Pedro. Fulham scramble it away again. Quesky says the Pedro offside goal almost made me. Very nearly got there in the end. 2 minutes left. Lovely ball. Chance here. Oh, Gonzalo Garcia did well there. Took it down really well. 2 minutes left. There's still time for Fulham if they want this. Hung up far post. Playing for a penalty. Shut up, lad. Get up. Can't throw yourself down like that in the Prem. Again, Garcia. You'll get very short shrift from the referees doing stuff like that. Get found out very quickly. That's going to be one of them that for players like that where the boy cried wolf, you get players who come over to the Premier League where maybe in La Liga or Serie A, maybe the referees are a little bit more, I don't know, the game for that sort of stuff. They'll give penalties, maybe for softer things. Doesn't fly over here as much as it should, maybe. It's less continental, the referees. And if you dive once, you get a reputation. You don't tend to get it then. You need to be basically sawed in half in the box to get a penalty next time. Here's Neto. Yeah, once bitten, twice shy, to be honest, these referees. Good play from Neto. Excellent defending. He's won it back, and the referee says play on. Great play from Neto, this. Fabulous play. Side netting. Should have found him. Should have found his man there. Should have pulled it back. But excellent play from Pedro Neto. There's a player with him. I don't understand why I'd love Pedro Neto at Liverpool. I think he's a top player. Again, final ball is a problem, as we saw there. But, in terms of dribbling and excitement and getting you off your feet and picking the ball up and running at fullbacks, it's few better. Few better. That was full on Klinsmann. Here we go. Fulham. Long distance strike and Robert Sanchez takes it in his hands. Too easy from Rodrigo Muniz, and I think that might be full time. It is full time. There you go. The two former teammates, Álvaro Arbeloa and Xabi Alonso, who played together at Liverpool, played together at Real Madrid as well, played together for Spain. Now managers on the same touchline. Álvaro Arbeloa's team gave a really good account of themselves. I've got to say, I thought it was a very decent performance from Fulham. And for performance I wasn't expecting. I've been very critical of the decision to hire Álvaro Arbeloa, but I think I've seen enough tonight from Fulham that they aren't going to be a side that troubles the bottom three. That I maybe thought they was before this weekend. Chelsea, again, I'm rethinking some stuff with Chelsea as well. I think a lot of people, myself included, thought Chelsea would be a team that would float in and around that top 3, top 4. They were going to have a big season. And as promising as that attack looks tonight, all three of them on the bench, look at them there scoring. João Pedro, Cole Palmer, Morgan Rogers, all three of them getting on the score sheet. Exceptional attack from Chelsea. Very, very vulnerable at the other end. And that's going to be something that Xabi Alonso's got to work on. It's got to be something they tighten up. They've got to tighten up the screws, haven't they, Chelsea? Can't be that they keep giving away goals so easily and giving up chances so easily. The goalkeeper's still a problem. Said it many, many times. Robert Sanchez is a huge, huge problem. And I don't see them seriously competing in the Premier League until they get themselves a new goalkeeper and maybe a big new centre-back as well. Long time we've been saying now that Chelsea need this new keeper. They need to sort it. Right. Lot to love everyone in the chat. Really appreciate you all. Take it easy. I will see you back tomorrow for Southampton versus West Ham. Carabao Cup, 7:45. It's live on Sky. Hopefully you'll join me for it. Should be a really good game. That one's had lots of goals in it. Southampton and West Ham, lots of goals in their opening games in the Championship. Two teams who expect to be competing for the Premier League places this season. And obviously, Carabao Cup tomorrow. So both teams will think of it as an opportunity to maybe lay down an early marker with the opposition. So very exciting game. Tonder Eckert against Nuno Santo at Southampton. See you tomorrow night. Have a lovely, lovely night, whatever you're doing. And I'll catch you tomorrow. Take it easy. Like, share, subscribe if you've not already. Like, follow, all that good stuff. Take it easy. Ta-ra.